Oh my goodness, I'm breaking all the rules and I'm going live. Whew. So, you guys know that I always follow my intuition. That is where I receive all of my guidance. That's my center point. I take advice from nowhere else. I receive advice, but it must filter through this center point that is my intuition, right? And so, my intuition said, go live right now. There's something super special about doing this live and connecting with the energies of those who happen to synchronize with this moment and catch this opportunity to channel together with me collectively. So I do miss that aspect, and I can't promise I'll always go live, but the videos are almost guaranteed to always be shared on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you go to youtube.com/RebeccaMagic and hit subscribe in case you don't see me here on Facebook. So again, for those of you guys tuning in, thank you. Intuition said, green light, go. Hit the live. So I'm excited to see who tunes in and whose energy is going to contribute to this live video, as we haven't done this in a few weeks. Right now we're at the full moon, and the moon is in Leo. Sun is in Aquarius. I love this combination because we can experience some real progression as a collective unit when we understand how these archetypes of Aquarius and Leo operate within us and use them and embody them in a balance. And what I mean by progressive is Aquarius has the innovative logic, the ideas, but Leo has the heart, the emotions behind it. So that Aquarius and Leo, when working together, is a force. And we have all of the signs within us. We have all of the archetypes within us, the whole wheel. You might your whole life have thought you were one sign, your sun sign, but you're not. You're also a combination of all of the other positions of the planets where they were in the moment that you incarnated into this life experience. So you do have a little piece of each of these archetypes within you. We all do. And we just embody them and express them differently, in different ways, in different areas of our lives. So right now I'm asking you, as we wait for others to tune in, I'm asking you to get in tune with that inner Leo, as this is a Leo full moon, and that Aquarius sun, because we are in Aquarius season right now. So where your head and your heart meet, that's the place I want you to focus on. Where your head and your heart meet. That's the center point. So tune into that infinite space, that place outside of time and space. The center of all centers within you. And in order to do this, you need to let go of whatever thoughts you've been having throughout the day, any cyclical thought patterns you've been holding, maybe not just today, maybe this whole lunar cycle. I'm asking you to put it down for right now, whatever it is. Because if we're so filled with the same thoughts we've been having all day or all week or all month, we won't create a space for new thinking to take place. We'll be so stuck in our pattern that we won't be able to receive any insight. So go ahead and whatever it is, ask it to just take a seat for this moment. And in this space that we each create, right here, right now, we collectively create a space to be used as a channel to connect with these divine archetypal sources, to receive their guidance and wisdom, and in advance we thank you, Faces of the One. So right now we're at the full moon. It's time for the whole picture to be revealed. What have we gone through this cycle? What have we gained? What are we going to take with us into the future? How can we best integrate everything we've learned during this lunar cycle? So what's something that we've been learning up until now? And what are we going to use it for going into the future? Who is our ally right now? the archetypal energy that is our ally, that when we embody this ally, this force, it will help us to move forward with the most grace and the most ease. I'm just going to pull those 3 right now, and we'll see what comes up. Okay. This cycle has been about the 8 of Cups. Oh, it's so good to see you guys all on here. So the cups, the suit of cups, is the heart, emotions. And this is the 8 of Cups. I'll show you guys the picture. So there are 8 cups here, but there's a missing cup, it seems, right? These cups are like trophies. They represent fulfillment of the heart, accomplishments along the way of the path of the heart. And this man seems to be walking away. And this card represents a point at which we must reevaluate our situation. And by our situation, I mean wherever we are putting our blood, sweat, and tears, whatever we're putting that into, whatever we're giving our heart to, that's the situation we need to call forth right now. That's the one that we are speaking of right now. This card represents a need to look at that situation. Where are we giving ourselves, our hearts? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to keep giving from our heart to this situation, to this person, whatever it may be, or whomever it may be? And if we can answer honestly that yes, it absolutely is worth it, then it's time to give ourselves 100% to the cause and to dig in and commit ourselves to bringing in that accomplishment there, to fulfilling this masterpiece here. The 9, by the way, after the 8 is fulfillment, completion. So it's about, if I stay here, will I be able to find that fulfillment and reach that completion within my heart? Or is it honestly time to walk away? Is this a waste of my energy? Is it time to walk away and seek a way to fulfill my heart elsewhere? This is what we've been going through this lunar cycle, this month. We may have been going through this for longer than just this month. But what's happening right now with this full moon is that we are finally ready to make that decision and do what we need to do. So we may have been contemplating this for a long time. You may have a relationship in your life, or you may have a situation in your life that you feel you've been giving a lot to. And you may have really been questioning for a long time, is this worth it? Is this where I'm really meant to be? Is this really what I'm meant to be doing? Well, we have our answer now. You have your answer now. And if you're like, wait, do I? You will tonight, after this activation, and when you go into a quiet space, you enter that place of meditation within yourself, you will see there's no more waiting. You have the answer. And when you have that answer, like, yes, it is for my highest good to keep giving myself in the situation, to keep putting my blood, sweat, and tears into the situation, because I know that it's going to be worth it. Then do it. Then give 100% of yourself. And from now until next week, the final quarter, will be a time for you to integrate this decision that you've made. Or it may be, you know what? I've known for far too long that this situation is not good for me, and it's time to leave. Either way, the clarity is yours tonight. So you will make the decision, and then you will integrate what it means to make that decision. And by doing that, by integrating that decision, what I mean is you will start off by first meditating, going within, and holding a vision and a feeling, a frequency of what it would be like if you really did stick with that decision. What will it look like? What will you be doing? What changes will be made manifest in your life as you integrate this decision? So you're really going to pretend like it already happened. Pretend you already made the decision and you're moving into your future, and you're going to see it and feel it and ultimately manifest it. But the thing to know is that we've been doing this for far too long. And this full moon brings us an opportunity to make that choice once and for all, and spend the next week after tonight's full moon integrating this truth that has just been fully illuminated. Time to make a decision and give ourselves fully to this side or that. And moving into the future, it's the Fool. So here we have our first major arcanum card of the reading, and we only did 3 cards here. So this may very well be the biggest focus. And honestly, when the Fool comes up, it really is always going to be the most important part of the reading, the thing to remember, because the Fool is the lens that we should see all of the other archetypes through. This is like the lens we should be seeing our reality through, because the message of the Fool is always remember that you are connected to a divine source. You have the ability to manifest anything. Unlimited potential lives within you. But you may only access that power and potential if you remember where it's coming from. Don't look ahead at the treacherous mountains, because you'll never take the first step if you're living in fear. So be brave. The universe doesn't set out the net until you jump. Trust. Don't be naive. Don't be a negative reflection of this card. Don't be an actual fool. But be trusting, be open, be brave, be bold, be spontaneous. Be prepared to the extent that you can be. But don't prepare so much that you end up getting stuck in a trap of worry or fear and you end up never taking the first step. So this is the future. It's unknown. It's about taking a leap of faith. So going back to this being the lesson that we gathered from this last cycle, knowing that we're going to take what we learned and go to this. What does that mean? How are they related? It's like this. Either it's time to fully commit to the situation we're in and stop using any small, any iota, tiny even part of our energy to be resentful of our situation. It's either we're going to take all of our power back and use all of that power to fully give ourselves, our presence, and our heart to the situations and relationships that we're in, or it's time to just take that power back and go elsewhere and start anew. Either way, there's a newness that's required here. Either way, there's a commitment to the unknown that's required here. Because either we're walking into something entirely new to start over to seek that fulfillment of the heart, or we're going to dig into our current situation in a way that we never have before. That commitment is everything, and it will shift the entire relationship. You must know it. Otherwise, don't do it. If you're going to stay where you're at and really give it your best, you have to know that it's going to bring you the result of your intention. You have to know it's going to bring you the manifestation of what you desire to come of that. It's like, okay, I'm going to fully give myself to the situation. I know I've never committed 100% because there was some part of me that was fearful. But now that I'm taking that thought power back even, or maybe even physical energy that I was giving to that fear, like maybe sleeping extra or doing anything out of depression, I'm taking all that power back and I'm going to fully commit myself to this, knowing it's exactly where I'm meant to be. Why? Because I expect the manifestation of the goodness of this relationship. I'm doing this because I know it's going to be worth it, and I am going to reach that 9. I am going to reach that fulfillment. That's new. That can be scary. That can be considered taking a leap of faith, because you're like maybe for months, maybe weeks, maybe months on edge about whether or not you should be in this situation. But once you fully commit, it's a whole new world. So that's new. And then on the other hand, if you don't commit and you walk away to seek that fulfillment elsewhere, knowing that it's time to end whatever the situation is, that's also very new. So either way, we're stepping into new territory. Either way, we cannot look at the mountains ahead and be afraid. We can't look ahead and say, but what if, I stay in this relationship or the situation and I choose to take my power back and give it all to this, and then it's all for nothing. What the hell is that going to bring you? Worry is praying for what you don't want, right? So what is it going to bring you if you might as well not commit. You might as well look the other way. You might as well walk away from it, because if you're not going to give your all, why are you there? You're either going to give your all or you're not. And if you're giving it your all, it is not in alignment to look ahead with fear. That is completely out of alignment with the manifestation that you're wishing to desire. If you're going to fully be in it, you better hang on, like a king hangs on, to that vision of fulfillment and abundance. Because if you don't have your eye on that prize, what are you even doing? So don't look ahead at fear, at potential downfalls, because you will only create them. Yes, don't be naive. Don't be an actual fool. Be prepared as much as you can and hang on tightly to the vision of what it is you're actually seeking to manifest. Don't let go of that vision. Make a damn vision board. Do whatever you have to do, but keep it alive in your mind and in your heart. There's the Aquarius and the Leo. Mind and heart. Keep it alive in your mind and in your heart. Whatever that is that you're wishing to accomplish. So as we move ahead into the future, see what it is that you want. Don't be so focused on the fear that you don't even take the first step. Like I said, be prepared as much as you possibly can. Do your best and let God do the rest. It is not your job to worry about X, Y, and Z and create obstacles before they even were there. We are the only ones in our own way. We are our worst enemy when we get into the ego mind, when we get into that material entanglement within our own minds. This is what the Fool is telling us. Whether this relationship or the situation that your heart is in, whether it's calling you to stay or it's time to end it, either way, it's a new journey ahead. You're either stepping into a deeper commitment than ever before, which is going to require you to show up in new ways, which is going to transform the situation or the relationship. And everyone and everything involved. That's new. Or you're going to say, this is not for me. It's time to walk away. And that will be entirely new. Either way, everything is always new. And right now it's showing us that it's going to be new in a really big way, a really real new big beginning. So just remember that. First of all, everything's always new. Cycles are always changing, seasons turning. But right now, the highlight is on this new beginning that we're about to step into in the next cycle to come. Right, we're at the full moon now. Then we'll have the final quarter where we will have wrapped up our integration, and then it will be the new cycle, which will be this new beginning. So Spirit is giving us a message right now through these archetypal sources, telling us that it would be most wise for us to clear the space in our minds that were being taken up by fears. I'm talking to the individual and the collective. Clear that space, take our power back, and allow it to be used to prepare for the future in the best way we possibly can. Know that a new beginning is coming. If fears start to enter your mind, remember the Fool. The Fool says, don't get lost in that black hole because you will never take the steps necessary to get on this new path if you're so afraid. And if you find yourself fearing the unknown, that's also the Fool's message. The Fool's time to come in and tell you to take the leap of faith. Are you really going to just not do what your heart knows it has to do because you're afraid? Remember the Fool. And don't just remember the Fool. Remember that the Fool, in its highest light, the good Fool, a fool for the divine, the one who knows he's always connected to source, unlimited potential, that is within you. So when you feel afraid and you remember the Fool, remember that not only is the Fool your ally, you are the ally to that energy as well. This energy is incoming. It wants to anchor into our bodies and be expressed through our senses. Without us, it has no purpose. It's just light. Virtuous light floating around in space. But we need this energy. Always. We always need it. It comes up again and again that we need trust, that we need to remember our connection to source, that we need to eliminate fears. These are things that will always come up in our life. The Fool will always be helpful. Always. This is a great ally to have. And right now, more so than ever, it's highlighted right now. The Fool is highlighted right now. So when we feel we need the Fool, we need that energy, we need to activate that within us. Remember that that is within us. Remember, it's not only us who needs this energy. This energy needs us too. We are allies. We work together. How dare we not accept this most sacred duty because I can't trust right now, or I'm just too afraid I can't. No, it's not just about you. This energy wants to be anchored in. The world needs it. We need you, your body, your senses, to anchor in this light and allow it to have a vessel to be expressed, to actually do something in this world. So look for the signs around this energy. There are many symbols that are associated with the Fool card, and they're not just on a tarot card. These symbols you can see everywhere. You see the sun every day. When you're around a cliff or you're around an edge, think of the Fool. You know, look at this card. You can study it and see the symbols that are associated with the Fool. The Fool is about the beginning, source, unlimited potential. There are many symbols to represent that, not just what you see here on this card. So be the shaman that you are and look for those signs around you as the cycles turn, as we step into a new lunar cycle very soon. So this is just a foreshadowing of what's to come, you guys. So remember, when you feel afraid, think of the Fool. Be excited for a new beginning. Okay. Now, the Ally card. The Four of Wands. Wands is the suit of fire, spirit. This is the card of foundation. Right away, I can see so much connection between these cards that we've pulled. So the key word here is foundation and success. You can see there's like a couple, there's balance there in the red and the blue, symbolizing the upper and the lower worlds. 4 is form, structure, and because it's wands, it's fire, it's spirit, it's a spiritual foundation. 4 is also completion. So why is this the Ally when we've pulled the 8 of Cups so far and the Fool? This is telling us that as we step into the new beginning, as we step into this energy of the Fool, we have to remember why we're doing it. We can't look back because we're making our way toward this spiritual foundation. We want to create a solid foundation in the spiritual realm so that can be carried all the way through to the physical. Whatever situation we were in that we're needing to leave, or whatever situation or relationship that we've been in that we're ready to give more of ourselves to, the point is that we're trying to make a future out of that. We're not doing this work for nothing. And this work, I mean work of the heart. We're not giving ourselves, our power, our energy, our love for nothing. We have to remember our intention. Why do we give ourselves? Why do we show up? Why do we put in the work that we do, the blood, sweat, and tears? For a future, hopefully, for the next 7 generations. Hopefully, do you think of that throughout your day? Because that's an excellent way to think. Not just for myself and my future, not just for my kids and their future, but for their grandchildren and their grandchildren and their grandchildren's grandchildren, and so on and so forth. How far into the future can you be considerate of? That's also very Aquarian and Leo. Very much thinking ahead from a place in the heart. So why are we giving ourselves? Why are we giving our blood, sweat, and tears? It's for a better future. For a better future together in whatever relationship or situation this is that we're talking about. For a future of a better and better life together. For more miracles, for more prosperity and happiness and joy and abundance and health. That's why we're doing it. So whatever decisions we have to make right now to either dig in more deeply and offer more of ourselves, or go somewhere where it's going to be more effective, where that exchange is going to be more effective, whatever situation we're needing to, whatever we need to decide at this time, we need to muster up that strength to make that decision, right? And to act on it. This is what will help us. This is the Ally. Why are we doing it? For a stable future, for a sustainable future that is based in the highest truths of spirit, because this is spirit, fire, wands. Not just a foundation in the spiritual realm. We're talking about a foundation in the unseen realm that is unbreakable. Those are the kinds of relationships we want to have. Those are the kind of situations we want to be invested in so that we can be giving all of ourselves to something that is everlasting, eternal. That will give us, this Ally will give us the strength that we need to make the decision we need to make, to either stay and dig in or go somewhere else. Either way, that's a huge shift. Either way, we need to make a change right now. So remembering this, what it's all for, will give us the motivation to once and for all make that decision so that we can move toward that future of a new beginning. We have to do what we have to do to create the most stable and sustainable foundation in the spirit realm for all beings in all dimensions across all timelines to experience the most prosperity, abundance, joy, love, health, happiness. So in your heart, you know, am I meant to stay here and once and for all commit to this project or this person or whatever it is? Or do I need to just gather my energies and do this elsewhere? If you don't know your answer yet, just remember, it's for this, it's for this. It's for a better future. It's for a solid future. If you know in your heart that you just will never be able to let go of that fear of your partner cheating or this investment falling apart or this job not really being sustainable or for your highest good, if you know in your heart that you'll never be able to get rid of that fear, you won't be able to 100% commit to it. Whether or not it's true doesn't matter at that point. It's what you believe. And that, whether you're right or wrong, is tied into your intuition, which is beyond the details of the situation anyway. So just listen to the truth of your heart. Whether you're right or you're wrong doesn't matter. It's what you believe. If you believe that this relationship or this job or this living situation is not going to be sustainable, then get out. Because you will be the one standing in your own way. Even if it looks like the job falling apart or the other person, doing something. It's you. It's your fear and your doubt in the situation. So trust your heart. If you don't have that hope, it's time to walk away. But if you know in your heart it's for the highest good to be in the situation you're in, it's time to commit. And it's all for a solid foundation for the futures unfolding, for the best futures unfolding, for your best life to unfold. Is the relationship you're in right now one that is going to bring you a better and better future, working together with this individual? Is where you are living in your highest interest, in the interest of your loved ones and the one, everyone? Is the job that you're in something that brings you joy and that you feel hopeful about growing in? Because it's about the future, it's about growth, it's about expansion. If you don't see it in your future, get out. That's your heart telling you enough. Happy full moon in Leo. Moon in Leo, sun in Aquarius, head in heart. Creating a perfect union for us to integrate all that we've learned in the best way and do what is right, do what our mind tells us is appropriate with a sufficient amount of planning and visualizing, but working for the heart, which is the Leo aspect. The head and the heart need each other. The duality must unite into one. And it is still Shabbat. It's not sundown yet here. So this is a perfect moment to really let that sink in, that it's time to unite the polarities back into one. And from that place, move forward. Make our decisions from that place, think from this place, act from this place, live in this place. Move from that space. Leo moon, Aquarius sun, head and heart, masculine and feminine. Time to join the forces and soon move into this new beginning from a more balanced place. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's so good to see you guys all here, and it feels so much better to be doing this with you all here than it is alone. The past few weeks I haven't gone live, and I've just recorded it and shared it on YouTube, and it's just very different. I just appreciate all of you so much, and there's something very magical that happens when we all come together I just live for that. All in the love, guys. Shalom, and feel free to follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. If you hit subscribe, you will never miss a video. All right, happy moon gazing to you. Peace.